Okay, we have an example of micro shifts in Dear Prudence by the Beatles. Let's have a look at it. The rhythm is very simple. It's just eighth notes followed by one whole note. So this follows the verse riff, which we haven't done and don't really need to learn in this for this exercise. So we're actually going to start on the 4 after that verse riff. So we'll count ourselves in like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, let's have a look at what we're playing. So we know that the rhythm is 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, just eighth notes the whole way through. Let's have a look at what we're playing, and because we're talking micro shifts specifically, how we're playing it. So the first thing is the open D string. Then we play the 4th fret of A. 4 and... Now we're going to put the 2nd finger down on that because the next thing we need to play is the 3rd fret of A and then the 5th fret. So that lets us do 2, 1, 4. Like that. 4 and 1 and would be the rhythm for those 4 notes. So open D string, 4th fret of A, 3rd fret of A, 5th fret of A. We play those with, well, nothing, the open string, and then the 2nd finger, 1st finger, and then 4th finger Simandl style with the 3rd finger joining it on that fret. So far no micro shifts. So far we're just using Simandl. We're on these low white frets. But now we go down 1 fret. We go to the 2nd fret of the D string. 4 and 1 and 2. That's where we are in the riff on the 2nd beat so far. So we play that 2nd fret of the D string with the 1st finger. The next note is the 3rd fret of the A string. We'll play that with the 2nd finger. Then we're going to climb up to the E string. And here's where we start to get some obvious micro shifts. Now, if we go 2 on the E string, we're going to shift the fret up to the 5th fret for the next note. So you can do this 1 and 4, which means you're doing this sort of climbing motion up here. 1, 2, 1. 1st finger, 2nd finger, 1st finger. 2nd fret D, 3rd fret A, 3rd fret E. So we're basically sliding to the left bit by bit as we climb up the strings. Sliding to the right, actually. We're sliding to the right bit by bit as we climb up the strings. So the 1st finger is playing the 2nd fret, the 2nd finger is playing the 3rd fret, then the 1st finger replaces the 2nd finger on the 3rd fret. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to just go 1st finger on the 2nd fret of D, 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of A, then climb up to the 3rd fret of E, and then with the 4th finger you just kind of slide to the right? You micro shift to the right, and you play the 5th fret of E with the 4th finger, 3rd finger joining it, Simandl style. Let's see where we are so far in the riff. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and we just got a couple of notes left. So now we're going to go to the 2nd fret of A. Play that with the 1st finger. And then go to the 5th fret of A. And can play that with the fourth finger. Very obvious shift here. So I'm not stretching my fourth finger over there, which I can do. I'm doing it right now, but it's just not very comfortable. So this makes a lot more sense. I just play this note and I let my hand shift to the right for the next one. And this last note we play twice. We have 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So this note goes on the end after 4 and 1 and the 1 in the next bar. And then you can hold this note, this last note, for 4 beats. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Then that's where the next verse in the song would start, but you don't have to worry about the full song structure. We're just using this riff as an example for microshifts. Okay. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Stop that note on the 1. And that is it. That's the whole example.